Hi guys, welcome back. You're joining me at race 2 of Zhuhai, the E-Racing GP Southeast Asia Championship. This is the reverse grid race, so I think I'm starting about 15th, having finished 5th in race 1. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you see I have Anton in front of me, Melvin Moe, Real Wild Racer, Lucas Sabino on the front left of me. So sticking the clutch nicely at the start. Anton gets a slow start, so I have to go around him. So it kind of compromises me a little bit, but we're away and clean. Mikko passes me there along with Arjun, consequence of having to avoid that car behind. It gets quite messy here, someone's been spun around, so it's just a case of, just be nice and sensible to try and get through it without having any incidents. It's very easy in sim racing to have a mistake like that, or to get involved in someone's accident. You can't recover from it, so it's always best to just try and err on the side of caution. As you see, Kalen Chin getting in a bit hot there, causes a bit of a concertina, so I'm now right up the inside of Mikko, who I've had some great battles with in this championship already. And then Duke manages to lose a little bit of momentum, so I'm down the inside there, get the car stop rotated. You can see it's very busy, but I've managed to get those positions there, so that's quite happy with this first lap thus far. So let's see what happens for the next car. So breaking down into turn 9, first gear, just to make sure I get the exit good there. Kalen Chin and Pereira, they're fighting quite hard, so I should be able to get a good run on Pereira, but so I just nudge him up the back a little bit because he carried quite a bit less speed I was expecting. And then he's later on the brakes than me there, and a little smaller tap again with him, but no harm done. And we're coming down to turn 14 now, the final turn on the Zhuhai circuit. So I'm defending a little bit here, I think, from Mikko. Take third gear just to make sure that I can try and get some more exit speed here, but you can see I was on the tighter inside line, so I was a bit compromised. So I have to go defensive now because I've got someone right behind me. But I get the braking point quite nice, and then we're going to see these guys. They're going to sort of bunch up a little bit, so it'll allow me to get onto the back of them. Now let's see if I can go to the TV view now, just so that we can see a little bit who's behind and everything. So I've got the Porsche. So this guy, I think, won race 1 behind us. As you just see it all going a little bit crazy there. That Porsche spun out, and now I've got the race 1 winner, I think that is, a new guy to the championship, but a proper sim driver. He's challenging me. He was, as you see, a Mercedes has spun there as well, so quite crazy. He was very, very quick. He was doing I think it was 32.6 or 32.7 in qualifying. So part of me was thinking, because I just wanted to make sure I, went through the pack. I thought, okay, maybe it's worth letting him go. And so I think after a couple of laps, I decided to let him go a little bit down the front straightaway. But he wasn't that much quicker, so it was probably a mistake from my part. You'll see that later. But I thought he'd be able to drag me along with him, and then maybe we can, fight through the pack. But generally with this sort of thing, you just kind of have to go for it, and it was a mistake from my part here. I think this was it. I think I let him just go through just on the inside of this corner, and then I think, okay, I'll try and follow him. But he didn't really. I think he finished 4th in the end, but I wasn't able to follow him through as I thought I'd be able to. As we go back, let's go on board. So we see, so we brake quite early for turn 1 on the inside line, as Pereira spins off there. So you can see we've had a lot of incidents now on that first lap. So we're side by side now, just let him have the inside at turn 3. But of course now we're fighting, and we don't have audio, so we can't talk to each other, but we kind of want to be look, just go fast. I'm not going to fight you for it or anything, you know what I mean? So we come down to turn 7. I take first gear here. Some of the guys use second. I use second in practice, and sometimes it works really well, other times not so. It's just about how you feel comfortable. A lot of these guys are changing the traction control and the brake bias corner by corner, and to be honest, if you have the time to test everything and to know exactly which TC settings, and then that can help. But as I said in race 1 video, I did about an hour and a half practice, so I just had I think it was TC4 and then just 61% bias, which is a little bit more frontwards than I would normally run. But here you really need the confidence, like turn one, you need to make sure that you don't lose the rear. It's very easy to either spin or just get oversteer on the exit from having too much rotation into the corner. So yeah, we see he's yeah, I mean, he was massively quick. This guy, Seguir, he was very, very quick in qualifying. But yeah, and he's one of the only guys using the Porsche quite nicely. But again, he's having to defend here, so we're losing time now, and we've got the guys coming from behind. So really, I want him to just kind of focus on going forwards. Because my plan was, you know, to follow him to get away from this pack behind. So we'll just have a little bit of a fast forward now. So yeah, I think I've got, let's go to the TV view. Yeah, so I've, this is a good one. So yeah, I can't remember who this guy was, but so he's tried to come around the outside of me here. I get a little bit of a nudge from behind from this guy. So I've lost position now to Matey here. So let's see. Oh yeah, Mikko. So I think of going back up the inside, but I don't have enough room. He was too late on the brakes. So now I've lost position of Mikko, which has annoyed me because like I wanted to follow Seguir and not get caught up with these guys. But it is what it is, so I now have to kind of play the cards that I've been dealt. You see I'm under pressure a little bit also from the other BMWs behind. So yeah, coming down to turn 14, we've got the small left-hander, which is still flat, easy flat, and I think Mikko gets he gets a good run there, and then Chin behind me, he's also very fast sim racer. He gets a good run. So now I'm having to be a bit defensive just to make sure I don't lose another spot. Still braking just around about the 100, and you can see he's going to get a really good run off the corner here. So I'm now having to think, okay, I'm trying to attack, but I'm also, it's very hard to attack and defend at Zhuhai at the same time, because you do a slightly defensive line, you just lose time to the car in front. So you can see he's right on the back of me now. So I'm just trying to get my gear shifts exactly on the right spot, and then here I just know I have to go defensive because otherwise he's going to be down the inside. And I just stop the car, get it rotated, get on the power. And the main thing is here, like I've had some races in real life where I've had damaged cars and stuff, and like as long as you stop on the apex and then just get throttle down and make sure you don't have any oversteer, you can still do it. But you just have to be really, really clever with your positioning of your car, and also at knowing, like if you are braking on a completely different part of the track to your normal hot lap, you need to know the exact braking point and different reference points. Because normally you'll use, like, let's say the 100 on the left-hand side, but if you're right and you've got a car there, maybe a car in front of you who's there blocking it, you need to know another reference point. So that's really important when it comes to racing, and knowing, getting the right braking point so that you don't overshoot the corner and they're just going to come straight past you. So yeah, so now Mikko had really good pace as well. I think he did 3/10 quicker than me, or 2 or 3/10 quicker. In qualifying, but you see now it kind of surprised me actually, because I didn't think I'd be close enough. So we'll just wind it back there. I was just following his slipstream, and then I've kind of made him defensive, but he's now come across the line. But then he's braked a little bit earlier than I thought, so it's allowed me to send it down the inside. So we'll take a little bit of a on board just to see the actual racing position there. So yeah, I was just coming to the outside just for a normal point, but he brakes quite a bit early, so I just have to send it down the inside. And now I get it rotated, get on the power, and so he's got a good exit as well though, and he's got my slipstream. So we're coming in a nice big gaggle of us down to turn 4. I'm on the inside, but he's chosen to brake late and try and hold it around the outside. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work. So I'm like staying, I'm forcing him a little bit onto the dirty stuff on the outside. But now I'm compromised because I've got these two down the inside of me. So now I'm like, oh no. So I just brake as late as I can, really try and hold it on the outside line. Can't do it, Mikko's got the line. Okay, power down. I'm in the slipstream of Mikko now. I know that I've got all these guys behind me, so I have to make the move. Mikko leaves the door open. I just about get my nose in there, and then manage to get the exit. And then once we're here, we've got a left-hander. I can then take the position and get that back. So that was a really tough battle with Mikko there, but really good respect from all of us here. Like there wasn't any unnecessary rubbing, there wasn't any silly incidents. It was just really nice, and that's what racing's like normally in real life. And so here, yeah, I have to go really defensive. He's got a long side, so he spent the whole lap basically side by side right now. I take third gear just to make sure I get that acceleration. He's come back. Oh, I can't even remember what happens now. Yeah, so he's now like on me, and the other guy's following a slipstream. So I'm really vulnerable right now. Let's see what I'm able to do. Oh, I just about managed to hold it on the outside line. So, and then we see that this chin, I think. Let's go on board just to see. So I know that I'm compromised right now because these guys are taking Mikko's toe. They're on the right side. So I need to make sure I'm completely on like the optimal racing line to brake as late as possible. So I braked about probably 2 meters later than normal. Because the real thing is just to make sure I can get into that point, carry that speed in. And that's the point where we see, just able to hold it around the outside of him and keep the position. So, yeah, I mean, Mikko and I, we basically spent an entire lap of Zhuhai side by side, which it's pretty rare to be able to do that. But this is one of the best sim battles that I've had, actually. It was just, yeah, really, really good fun, really nice. And now you see Mikko, he's kind of like, he just drew to the outside just to kind of, or drew to the inside just to like show me he was there. But I don't look at my mirrors too much. I'm not too concerned with people behind me. I'm more kind of a focus forward kind of guy. Yeah, so I managed to get, I've now got like 3 or 4 tenth gap. And really, the slipstream, if you're on the front straight and they're within 3 tenths, they're going to get the slipstream and they will be on you. So I just want to keep the gap around about 4 to 5 tenths. And then I know that I'm safe from any potential attack. So yeah, we'll just have a little fast forward and see if, so like here for example, I know that he's following my toe, so I'm just trying to like break the toe a little bit, but he's just following, so he's now right on the back of me again. So it didn't really do too much. But yeah, you see around Zhuhai, because you've got these long straights, they're able to stay in the toe ever so well, like even here. So he's really looking, so I had to go defensive. And then just make sure that I'm blocking that kind of middle line, so I don't slow myself too much, but he knows that I'm saying, no, you're not coming through here. So I've used a little bit more extra road there on the exit of turn 10, just to make sure I get the extra speed down the straight. I think Mikko, he was quite quick around here. I felt quite slow, like mid to exit. But yeah, you see he's able to hook up onto the back of me and again take that bit of slipstream. I think this was my most vulnerable point. I wasn't as quick around this corner as I should have been. You see Mikko carries extra momentum. Okay, he's gone off and he's lost a little bit there. But again, so I'm just trying to break that slipstream, but he just follows with it. But it still kind of says, look, I'm aware you're there. You're not coming through. As opposed to just kind of sticking on the one line and him being able to lunge it. You're just making him think, okay, he's not going to come. He's not going to be letting me through easily. Yeah, so this is, I think, also one of the points where the power on, I just wasn't able to, I think the other guys, they were a tenth and a half quicker just in that exit. I don't know if it was how they were rotating the car with their TC settings or ABS or brake balance even, but yeah, I just wasn't able to carry that extra speed which they were able to do. I remember at Birmingham the same thing. I found, like I say, magic time. It was like coming out of a hairpin and just doing something different, and it worked, and you just find this time. Like, you need the time in the sim to be able to get used to that sort of, to find those hundredths and all of that, those things, they add up. So next week we're going to be in Sepang, but as I said, I've got like this Isolation of 3 championship going on, which is a European thing, which is at 2 a.m, 2 till 4 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I've got the SRO thing, and then yeah, I also play Call of Duty, so and I have a girlfriend and a dog, so it's quite busy at the moment. Yeah, but hopefully I can do some practice for Sepang and try and have a good race next weekend. So yeah, we see just same thing again. Mikko's following my slipstream everywhere. I'm just trying to break it as much as possible. Now you're allowed to do that because you got the FIA regs, which is like you're only allowed one move. Now, if he's crossed over your line and you move twice, like that's not okay. But because I was breaking the slipstream and it's not impeding him, then it's allowed. Like if you were kind of going like this, it's like too much. So you have to be quite vague with it. But yeah, it's not like you want to be predictable. You don't want to be choppy with it. Yeah, you don't want to do any kind of rash moves, which either takes out another competitor or gives you a penalty. So you have to be quite clever when it comes to the regs. So yeah, I'm still Mikko's on me, and Mikko did have the greater pace than me. So I think it was just if he didn't make that one mistake of braking early at turn one, I don't think I'd have been able to come through on him, to be honest. Because you see, like I've spent the entire race with him behind me, and now he's challenging me into 11. He's really on the outside, so now he's going to get a great exit as well. I'm slightly compromised. He's going to take the slipstream as well. So I think this is near the last lap, so I'm just going full defensive, making sure that he's trying to come around the outside of me, and it's just about I've managed to hold on to it. I think this is the final lap. So a great battle there with Mikko. Yeah, we're good friends, so there's no love lost between us in that sense. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and looking forward to more racing with him, more proper racing. So up next we have race 3, which is the final, which is not the most exciting of races. It's more strategy sort of based. But yeah, be sure to join me for a quick review of that one up next. Cheers.